Hey guys, Jay Massey here, and welcome back to the channel. One of the important things you must continually monitor and manage is revenue management. Said another way, pricing. How much do you charge? On what days do you change the pricing? And what is the best strategy to use? In this video, I give you some of the highlights of what has become a very detailed strategy that all of our students get the privilege of learning and using so that they can maximize their revenue. And again, if you like information like this and want to become a bigger, better, badder, short-term rental entrepreneur, all you need to do is hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell so that we can notify you when we produce more content.
Tyler says, can you talk to us about the changes you made with NPP and what had the largest impact on your bottom line? Can I?
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I can.
Or you? Yeah. Yes.
How about both of us? We can both do it.
Yes.
Okay. So Tyler is, I believe, is referencing a post that I had put in both the Mastermind and Mastery groups with regards to February being our best month since July. So the basic premise of NPP is understanding your exact expenses on a per unit basis so that you can ensure that the lowest rate you set is a break-even rate at the occupancy which you wish to achieve.
Yep. Meaning,
if I want to achieve 85% occupancy, for us, our lowest rate is a certain amount versus 95% occupancy, for instance. So anyways, what I found in doing that analysis was that our units were by and large overpriced anywhere from $7 to $15 a night. And while that doesn't seem like a big amount to you, it makes all the difference in the world. So we changed our ranges and our targets in our pricing software, which is Price Labs, to, I believe it is 75 on the low. Does that
which
sound
one?
right?
Which
For
location?
Costa Mesa,
Yeah.
one bedroom.
Where I break even anyway.
Yes, was the break even where I had it at 85 previously, and then I believe it was 115 as the base, something of that nature.
That sounds right.
And anyways, a couple of things that does is it encourages longer bookings, which erases vacancies, and it also lowers your operational expenses. And it probably, this is more a correlation that I'm drawing more than anything, but it probably lowers your maintenance cost as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you have a person in there versus 4 or 5 people cycling through over the same time frame. Now, you're kind of asking two questions, and I don't know if you intended, because you said what had the largest impact on your bottom line. Then that is NPP in a nutshell, what I just shared.
Right.
Now, I also did some channel diversification. So in addition to...
Well, that's also part, that's the middle part. Understanding right after that, the next thing is to do is to understand the roles.
Yes.
So Tyler, if you go back through, he was there on Saturday. Yeah. When you go back through the recordings, and I'm sure Dave will let us know when they're going to be available, what you'll see is how leveraging the different platforms. I think that started towards the end because we spent a lot of time on the front getting the foundation, but towards the end we talked about how the role that each platform should be playing in your overall strategy in order to be able to even get a few extra percentage points, because you're getting a few extra percentage points, 1 to 2%. Like this month is, what is this month? March. And in my world, this month at 27 units, I have 837 days to sell, right? So if I can get 2% more out of those 837 days, that's thousands upon thousands of dollars is what we're talking about, because it's 837 days. That's really what it comes down to. So for example, let's pretend, and this isn't the number, but let's pretend it was $100, a maximum of $100 per day was available, and it's 837 days. That's $83,700. That's $83,700. Well, if you take 2% of that, and you're able to increase it because you are doing channel diversification and you're playing the role properly, what ends up happening is that 2% adds up really, really quickly to a lot more money. And because you got the booking so much further in advance than what you would normally do, what you have available to you now is a lower price. When you're doing true revenue management, what ends up happening is that you can sometimes go below what it would normally be your break-even price simply to get a reservation because you don't want to have the vacancy. All of this, when worked together as a cohesive strategy, means you should be taking home between an additional $200 to $400 a month, and
per unit.
Yeah, per unit.
Yep.
And that's really what that's what you're hearing.
And then as far as channel diversification is concerned, super high level. We went from being on Airbnb to being on Airbnb, HomeAway, Booking.com, and having our website dialed in. Pricing is slightly different across those three, and when reservations come in is also different.
Yep.
So I get way more last minute reservations at through Airbnb, and because they're last minute reservations, the price is lower. HomeAway is the middle of the road. I typically get reservations anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks out, and I get more domestic reservations with HomeAway than international. And then Booking.com, I get more international reservations. They're much further out, anywhere from 2 to 6 months out, and they're much more expensive as well. So the average price break would be something like $115 on Airbnb, $140 on HomeAway, and $155 to $160 on Booking.com for the same rooms.
Right, and that's what I was getting ready to say. And what you really want to understand there is that his costs are fixed, but the revenue he's earning is what's variable. And when you can then therefore have a higher profit margin because you're using a platform as it's being intended to be used, you end up, and the key word is you're protecting your profit, or said another way, never lose money. So some of you may be getting some of these fat, juicy reservations, which is awesome. But then when it comes closer, you're still only hitting 60 and 70% occupancy, and you're letting, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days go vacant. And you're like, but I got these really great, other reservations. Well, you should be trying to break even at best, at worst, to what it comes down to, trying to break even on those 10 days you would have ordinarily had vacant. And if you did that, you would be protecting that profit where you did make your a 60% net profit margin on those days where you got those very nice reservations. And understanding how all of that works together and systematizing it. That's where MPP has made the difference and lifted everyone's revenue as a whole. The next step after that, and what we'll be talking about, especially as the year progresses, is not only scaling your customer service department, but also adding additional services. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that. I saw Rafa had a question about how do we send direct invoices, and that's where Lodgify comes in, and that's why we're very, very keen on having all of the correct tools with us to make sure that we can do the best things. And if you haven't already taken advantage of Lodgify, you can go to cashflowdiary.com/manage calendar. What it comes down to is what you're about to see. So in the same way that you guys have benefited from NPP, and I know you had to wait, but I had to do the testing, I had to figure it out, you're going to benefit from, again, higher revenue from learning how to sell additional services, and all of that's going to be plugged through Lodgify. And it's another way of saying you've seen, like maybe Las Vegas offer rooms for $29, but yet somehow that hotel is still profitable. Well, imagine being able to do something similar and being able to manage your revenue. And I'm not saying go offer your room for $29, but what I am saying is imagine being able to totally do 100% occupancy, but also, oh, yeah. Yes, guys, the position of the microphone is not quite where I'd like it to be just yet. Anyway.
Mine is. It's great. Crystal clear.
Yes.
Does it sound awesome?
I got it. So the what it comes down to, though, is when you can manipulate your revenue because you know where your sources of revenue are, what'll happen for you is you'll end up with more money, and you'll be able to provide more services, more value to your customers as a whole. And that's exactly where this is going. I mean, you're excited about the room rate and the profit you've been making from that. That's cool. But what if you started adding just an extra $500 per unit because of additional services? You're going to lose your mind. And that's exactly what we're talking about. That's really where the money is, right? And then learning to take that to direct bookings, and learning to take that to like direct bookings through corporate. So, I mean, yeah, you'll see. It's all good. Guys, it's been fun talking to you today. I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to influence you ever so slightly. I want to leave you again, for those of you who haven't gotten your copy of the recordings from the Short-Term Rental Summit, go pick those up. Go to shorttermsummit.com. I look forward to talking to you guys again. Make sure you put your comments in the Facebook group, and we'll talk to you soon. Until next time.